Almost every single day, our lives bring unpredictable swings in our physical health, our wealth, our personal relationships, and our own minds. Look closely at anyone, and you will find that there is not a single human being on Earth right now experiencing an unbroken, constant state of positivity. Yet we act as if we can. We assume that if we just work a little harder or find the right productivity hack, we can force our lives into a permanent, pristine state of happiness. But expecting a time when everything is absolutely fine at all times is an impossible task. Expecting flawless peace right now actually fights against the specific design of the reality we currently inhabit. This friction occurs because of where we sit in the broader timeline of the human journey, a phase often called the Iron Age or Kali Yuga. It is the final, most complex chapter of a long spiritual cycle. As the cycle ends, we hit a bottleneck, an accumulation of old spiritual debts that must be settled. Our daily obstacles are the mechanical result of clearing these accounts. Each problem is a necessary closure to an old debt. Because this clearing out is a mandatory step for our spiritual purification, trying to run away from these realities simply does not work. We have to face them eventually. That means feeling frustrated by life's problems is the wrong approach entirely. We need to view them logically, as the required closures to our old negative accounts. If these obstacles are just a mechanical clearing of old debts, why do we react to them with such intense, paralyzing fear instead of calm acceptance? The answer lies in what spiritual texts call sanskaras. These are deep emotional scars, or habitual impressions, left directly on our subconscious mind by our past experiences. This shows the mechanics of the soul. As we repeatedly experienced failure or sorrow, each event carved a jagged fault line into our subconscious, hardwiring us with pessimism. On the flip side, visualizing peace repeatedly would have carved luminous, protective habits of calm instead. Anxiety in the face of a modern problem is often an ancient reflex of failure hijacking the mind. This creates a daily sabotage. A problem hits, and we try our hardest to think positively. But almost immediately, those old sanskaras bleed in, flooding our mind with a massive wave of fearful what-ifs. By diluting our positive thoughts with these doubts, we adopt a weak consciousness that actually prolongs the very problem we are trying to solve and keeps the solution out of reach. To interrupt this cycle, we have to inject a highly specific antidote into our thoughts. We have to build a powerful consciousness of faith. In this context, faith means having the absolute, unwavering conviction that any negative scene in front of you is strictly temporary. It is the certainty that your personal victory over it is 100% fixed. This relies on action, not passive hope. True faith is a forceful intellectual knowing that the problem has a strict expiration date, while your capacity to overcome it does not. Escaping these problems through wishing won't work. We have to do the heavy lifting of actively overriding those old, fearful sanskaras. To do that, the mind requires a deliberate diet. We have to consume spiritual wisdom and practice meditation to drastically increase our internal thought power. Look at this feedback loop. By repeatedly injecting deliberate, powerful thoughts of victory into the mind, those bright inputs act as a therapeutic agent. Over time, they systematically erase the deep emotional scars, smoothing out the soul. Spiritual practice relies entirely on this rigorous, deliberate psychological reprogramming. Once that reprogramming takes hold, your baseline shifts entirely. When the next inevitable hurdle in your relationships or finances arrives, your default reaction bypasses panic completely. You maintain total inner stillness and unwavering patience, securely waiting for the inevitable solution to arrive and restore balance. With this clarity, the obstacle itself loses its power. It transforms from a terrifying threat into a guaranteed mechanism for settling your past accounts. By rewriting our deepest habits, we find stability amidst the noise of the modern world, treating every hardship as a practical step toward restoring our inherent peace.